They say if you get pulled over on Route 67 after midnight, make sure the lights on the car are real and the officer has a face. Jason had just wrapped up a late shift at the diner where he worked part-time. It was almost 1 a.m. when he got in his old Honda and started the long drive home. The road was nearly empty, just thick fog, pine trees on both sides, and that hollow silence you only hear out in the country. He was on Route 67, a two-lane stretch that cuts through the woods. No signal, no gas stations, no houses, just you, your headlights, and the dark. About 20 minutes in, red and blue lights appeared in his rearview mirror. No siren, just lights. A black SUV pulled up behind him. No logos, no visible plates, windows tinted darker than legal. Jason pulled over. His heart was beating a little faster than usual, but he tried to keep calm. Maybe it was an unmarked police unit. That's a thing, right? He waited with his hands on the wheel. The SUV's door opened slowly. A man stepped out, tall, broad-shouldered, wearing a dark uniform that looked off. No name tag, no badge, no flashlight, no radio. The patches on his sleeves looked faded, as if they'd been torn off and sewn back on. The man walked slowly toward Jason's car. His steps were heavy, deliberate, too quiet. Jason rolled the window down halfway and tried to keep his voice steady. "Evening, officer. Something wrong?" The man just stood there for a moment, breathing. Then he leaned slightly forward and asked in a flat, slow voice, "Do you know where you are?" Jason gave a nervous laugh. Yeah. Route 67? The officer tilted his head a bit. "This road's not on any maps anymore." Jason didn't know what to say. He glanced at the dashboard clock. 1:08 a.m. The man finally spoke again. "License. Registration." Jason reached into the glove box and handed them over. As the officer took the documents, Jason noticed something strange. The man's gloves were unusually smooth, almost like plastic, and his fingers were too long, too rigid. They didn't bend right. The man walked back to the SUV. He didn't check the documents, didn't speak, just stood behind Jason's car. That's when the radio came to life. Jason hadn't used the car's FM radio in months. It was always off. But now, through static, a voice came through. Low, urgent. "If you are being stopped by a black SUV with no plates, do not exit your vehicle. Lock the doors. Do not speak. It is not with us." Jason's blood ran cold. He looked up in the mirror. No plates. He locked the doors instantly. The man, or whatever he was, started walking back toward the car. Faster now, with purpose. He tapped once on the glass. The sound was hollow, too clean. "Step out of the car, sir." Jason didn't move. The voice repeated louder. "Step outside. Office the car." Jason turned the key, slammed the gas, and tore down the road. He didn't look back. No one followed him. When he hit the edge of town, his phone buzzed. Service returned. He called the local police, still shaking. They told him there were no patrols on Route 67 that night, and their department doesn't even use black SUVs. A week later during the day, Jason drove back to that stretch of road, just to be sure. He parked near where he'd been stopped, walked a few feet into the tall grass. That's when he saw it, his license and registration, lying there, perfectly clean, dry, untouched, like they'd been placed there, waiting.